Today is day 34 of Operation Epic Fury. Here is the exact timeline of what Trump said and when he said it. March 31st, Trump tells reporters the war is ending in 2 to 3 weeks. April 1st, national primetime address. War ending shortly. Objectives nearly met. April 2nd, Truth Social post. Our military hasn't even started destroying what's left in Iran. Bridges next, then the electrical power plants. That is not a policy shift, that is a contradiction. In the same speech where Trump declared near victory, Iran launched another missile barrage at Israel while he was still talking. Bahrain issued emergency shelter warnings mid-speech. Qatar reported a cruise missile hit a Qatar Energy LNG ship off its coast during the address. The market heard the speech. Oil spiked 11% the next day. Markets are now pricing in a 6 to 12 month war, not 2 weeks, not shortly. That repricing is the signal, not what Trump said, what the money did after he said it. This morning, the B-1 bridge between Tehran and Karaj was destroyed in a US airstrike. 8 people were killed, 95 wounded. There were civilians gathered underneath the bridge celebrating Nature Day, an Iranian holiday marking the 13th day of Nowruz, the Persian New Year. Trump posted the video. The biggest bridge in Iran comes tumbling down, never to be used again. Much more to follow. Iran's foreign minister responded, striking civilian structures will not compel Iranians to surrender. A sitting US congressman called it a war crime on live television. Here is the strategic logic and the strategic problem with this strike. Bridges are dual-use infrastructure. Military supply lines use them, civilians use them. But this bridge was still under construction. It had no military supply function yet. Therefore, the message was not military, it was psychological. Trump is trying to break the Iranian civil will to resist. The historical record on the strategy is clear. It has never worked, not in Vietnam, not in Serbia, not in Iraq. What it does do every time is harden the population against the attacker and give the regime a rallying point. Let's be precise about what happened on April 1st. Trump gave a national address declaring Iran's military effectively decimated. He said their missile program was destroyed, their navy gone, their weapons factories blown to pieces. While he was saying this, Iran launched a missile attack on Israel, Bahrain, and the UAE simultaneously. A decimated military launched a multi-front attack during a speech declaring it decimated. Iran's military command responded the next day. They called Trump's assessment incomplete. They promised attacks that would deliver permanent regret and surrender. Then came the F-15 report. Iran's Tasnim news agency close to the IRGC claimed Iran shot down a US F-15 fighter jet over central Iran. US Central Command did not immediately deny it. If confirmed, this would be the first F-15 lost in Iran. We do not confirm or report unverified claims as a fact at Capitol borders, but the absence of an immediate denial from CENTCOM itself is a signal worth watching. Watch the official Pentagon statement in the next 24 hours. That statement, or the absence of one, is the tell. The market heard Trump's speech on April 1st. Oil dropped briefly on hope of a near-term resolution. Then Trump posted the bridge video. Then threatened the power plants. Then oil spiked 11% in a single session. That 11% move is the market's verdict on Trump's speech. Here's what analysts are now pricing. Base case, 60% probability, war continues 6 to 12 months. Oil holds between $100 and $130. Worst case, 15% probabilities. Trump strikes power plants, Iran retaliates across the Gulf infrastructure, oil spikes to $150 to $200. The World Bank issued a formal warning this week, mounting risk to inflation, jobs, and food security worldwide. The UN Food and Agriculture Organization reported world food prices hit their highest level since September last year in March, and warned they could rise further. Not good. The US national average gas price crossed $4 a gallon. Los Angeles hit $5.99 this week. Trump promised the pain is temporary. The market is pricing it as structural. Farmers are now choosing between planting less or farming with fewer inputs. That is not a gas price problem, that is a food supply chain problem beginning. Trump is caught between two audiences. Domestically, gas at $4, 2/3 of Americans want the war to end, midterms in 7 months. Internationally, allies refusing airspace, France blocking overflights, Spain closing bases, UK with 20 Storm Shadow missiles left. He cannot declare victory because the strait is still closed. He cannot escalate to power plants without crossing a war crimes threshold his own generals won't defend. So he posts bridge videos and threatens what he hasn't done yet. Iran's President Pezeshkian posted an open letter directed to the American people on April 1st. He said Iran tried to negotiate negotiate before the bombing began. He appealed over Trump's head directly to the American citizens. This is not a move of a country that believes it is losing. The IRG simultaneously issued a statement saying Hormuz is fully under its control. The civilian president signals openness. IRGC signals defiance. There are two Irans operating simultaneously and they are saying opposite things. Until a new supreme leader is formally confirmed, that split does not resolve. And until that split resolves, no deal, no framework can be signed by anyone with actual authority to enforce it. Signal 1, the fate of the F-15E crew. One crew member has been rescued. The second is unaccounted for inside Iran. If a U.S. service member is confirmed captured, the war crosses into a prisoner of war territory. Every calculus changes. Public pressure on Trump to deal becomes overwhelming overnight. Watch for the Pentagon statement on crew status. That is the most important statement of the day. Signal 2, April 6th deadline on energy infrastructure. Trump paused strikes on Iranian power plants until April 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern. That deadline is in 2 days. If he extends again, the threat is exposed as leverage, not intention. If he strikes, oil goes to 130 in 48 hours. April 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern, that timestamp is the most important moment of the week. Signal 3, Mojtaba Khamenei's first public appearance. Iran's supreme leader has been invisible since March 9th. No video, no audio, only confirmed injured. The day he appears publicly in any format is the day Iran signals it is ready to negotiate from a position of strength rather than survival. His silence is not weakness, it is leverage. Watch Tehran, not Washington, for the signal that ends this war. 4 days ago, Trump said the war was ending. Yesterday, he said it wasn't even started. This morning, a bridge came down and civilians died celebrating a holiday. The 2-week war just became a 6-month war. The market knew before the speech ended. The question now is if Trump leaves Iran. Track every prediction live at capitalborders.com. Capital Borders, every move has a motive.